Now, your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So as we progress through the afternoon, we'll look for our temperatures to rise pretty quickly from the 74-degree temperature where they are now and a dew point value of 73 to close to the 90-degree mark. When that happens, we'll build our sea breeze. And with that sea breeze and a little disturbance moving across the state, we get a good chance of showers and thunderstorms today. In fact, our thunderstorm chance goes up to about 50% by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Those storms will build in inland areas where they'll become more numerous, forming a line that'll gradually drift back toward the coastline by around dinner time this evening. So I'll call it a first alert weather day, not because we expect to see something terribly different than what we might see on a normal summer day, but because there'll be so many people out of doors that we really need to remember lightning safety tips. And I think for a lot of people, those storms this afternoon could become disruptive. A 30% chance of storms by around 7 p.m. And then as we head into the 9 o'clock hour, I think mostly what we'll see is just a few patches of drizzle or light showers. I think the general motion of these storms is going to be very similar to what it was yesterday. Line of showers and thunderstorms move into Gulf waters, bringing with them the good chance of some multiple lightning strikes. So it could be another kind of active weather day later this evening. Quiet right now on radar. If you do have a morning commute, should be fine this morning. It's that trip home where you'll see the more numerous storms. Heading to the beach today, well, there is still some red tide around, and the latest reports from Mote Marine do indicate from Lido Key southward there have been some incidents of toxins in the air creating some respiratory irritants. So watch for that. And again, these areas of algae bloom kind of move around. So if you're at one beach and maybe the air quality is not as great as you might like, you just head to another beach and you'll probably be okay. These reports will be updated at 10 o'clock or around 10 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock by Mote Marine observers, and we'll bring the latest to you on the noon show today. Again, a westerly wind flow will develop a little bit later this afternoon. Weather highlights include this little trough of low pressure that's we've seen in the atmosphere. We saw that in the cloud picture earlier in the broadcast, and that will gradually be drifting across the state today. As we do so, we establish this easterly wind flow, and with that comes these west-moving storms, building along our sea breeze front and gradually drifting back toward the coastline. Some of the storms could be strong. Could get some gusty winds, maybe even some hail out of some of these storms. So we'll watch for that. Potential does exist, as always, for severe weather, though we have not been particularly identified as a higher risk area in the United States for severe weather today. So probably most of the storms non-severe. Mostly sunny start, be a pretty nice start to the day, but then by afternoon, watch for those building storms in inland areas drifting back toward the coastline. And a few evening coastal showers are possible as we head into 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. We'll watch them begin to dissipate. And as we get to the fireworks display time, should be fine. Forecast for boating looks good. A lot of boaters out there today. East wind shifting to the west with that sea breeze in the afternoon, fairly light at about 5 to 10. You'll have a light chop out there with 2 foot or less seas. Just remember, the seas will be higher in the vicinity of those thunderstorms in the afternoon. An 11:42 low tide, a high tide at 4:42, and another low tide after midnight at 12:38 if you're heading home late. We'll look for about a 50% chance of storms today. Call it a first alert weather day just because you need to remember those lightning safety rules later on. 50% chance of storms tomorrow as well. As we head into Friday and Saturday, we'll watch the nature of those storms shift a little as winds begin to turn more westerly. That's a pattern we've become familiar with this year. That is showers near the coast in the morning, followed by inland showers in the afternoon, leaving the coast quiet in the afternoon. And then rain chances continue on next work week.